One thing that you could do to keep the house super neat. Before I show you it, all right, I want to talk to you about it first. This is something that I feel like every organizationally gifted person knew and knows, but didn't think they needed to tell us. It's like one of those things that I think everybody thinks, well, of course everybody knows this. Did you ever hear the phrase, a place for everything and everything in its place? Have you ever heard of that little phrase, right? Well, I mean, we get that. You know, we've heard it enough times and stuff. We're like, oh, yeah, a place for everything and everything in its place. But did you realize that we need to create the places for that everything to go in? And that there are messes in the house that do not have to be there simply because we didn't know we needed to create a place for that stuff. So like, let's say things like, like stuff you use for the office kind of thing, like pens and pads and paper clips and staplers and that kind of thing, right? Well, if you had all of that stuff out somewhere, it would look like a big mess. But if you made yourself a little basket for it, it's not a mess anymore. Lots of stuff that we've got all over the place doesn't need to be all over the place. All we need to do is create a space for those things. And now an area of your home that was always a big mess suddenly isn't anymore. And I'm going to share another thing with you too. And I'm going to actually walk around with you and show you. All right. The other thing I'm going to share with you about how to keep the place neat is, a lot of people, you don't live alone. And if you don't live alone, then there's other people with stuff, right? Now, I'm right now living with my son, George. It's his house. And he's doing a lot of work in his house. He's putting up shelves, and he made himself a little workshop downstairs so all the tools could be in the one area. He put a bench up so that when you walk in, there's a place to sit and put your shoes underneath it. So he's doing some things around here. And so a lot of the things that he did/is doing was sitting on the dining room table, right? Now I've done this for years. My sister Maria taught me this. She's organizationally gifted. And now what she does is she will take stuff that's like in a room that really shouldn't be in that room or shouldn't be in that way, and she'll just pile it all on a chair. So as she's cleaning up a room, if there were, some company, maybe she had some people over, or kids had some friends over, or significant other, or husband maybe, dropped something there or something like that, she would just go through that room and pick everything up and put it on a chair. Well, I figured out that, I don't like the chair thing. In her world, it always got taken care of. In my world, I had 5 kids, I had a husband, we had 2 dogs, we usually had an exchange student, and sometimes just somebody that needed a home for a little while. So we were always pretty busy, lots of people. And so that chair thing, that wasn't going to work for me. So this is what I would do. I would just get a box, and I would put all the stuff in a box. Now, we played something called the tagging game. So this is something that didn't happen all that frequently. But I'm not going to go there, okay? We're on this one specific topic, so we'll talk about that another time. Here's what happened today. This is the other thing I'm going to share with you, okay? That he had a whole bunch of stuff on the dining room table. He was putting up blinds. He had the boxes to the blinds and some other things. He had a caulking gun, and he was putting a different light outside the house because the one he has is ugly and old. And so he has that. But he obviously just took it out of the box, looked at it, and probably read the directions. He's a guy, he probably didn't read the directions, probably glanced at the directions, and that's where it all stayed. So the half of the dining room table had all that stuff on it. So now, I'm not going to mess with his stuff, but what I could do, and what I did do, is I could get a box, which I always have Apple boxes. I love Apple boxes. If you know anything about me, you know that I love Apple boxes. So I always have an Apple box or something, or 1 or 2 Apple boxes hanging out somewhere in the basement or in the attic or somewhere empty, right? So I've got an Apple box, put it down. All of that stuff fit in that box very neatly. He also had some random papers there. I'm not going to mess with his stuff, but it could all be nice and neat in that box. So I'll show you that. But we'll walk around a little bit, and I'll show you what you could do so that the house stays neat. And this should be something that is second nature to you. All right, it's second nature. This is what I do. Now I have to unplug my phone, so give me a second because I had it plugged in, and I'm going to keep you on. Okay, all right. So let's see. Let me turn this around. How do you do that? Turn this around, sweet Jesus. There you go. Okay. So this is something we'll look at in a minute. So, he's working on some sort of a compost thing. All right. So here's something very simple. This is where we keep the dog toys. It's a basket. This has been repurposed several times. I used to keep my morning little ritual stuff in there, but I didn't need it in there anymore, and now we had an empty basket, and so we found another use for it. So let me turn this around again. All right, so here's something simple on the front porch. It's just a basket, right? It's just a simple basket. It has my Bible in it, has some magazines in it. There you go. So there, simple basket. Let's see. This is something that everybody should have. All right, here, let me turn this around for a second. All right, so this is something, everybody should have one of these. It's just a decorative basket. Normally there aren't things in here, I should say, that's this size. Usually it looks kind of like this, like just a bunch of little random stuff that's in there. And what goes in here are those things that, we all have. Maybe you have a desk or you have a counter, and that's where those random things land. Like, I need to get rid of these. I need to return these. Should I keep this box? Whose is this? What do I do with this? And then this way, those things, bada boom, they go in here. Now, I happen to throw this in here because this has been like randomly around the house for for a long time now. I kind of got tired of it. So I said, you know what? I'm going to just put it in here. And so that's where it lives right now. So what's in here right now is they bought these salt and pepper shakers. It looks like from the Cracker Barrel. And I saw them in the kitchen. I don't know if they want to keep the box. So what do I do with it? It goes in here. When I get a minute or when I see them, I say, hey, Georgie, you want this box? And then I find out. There's this, it looks like maybe a carpal tunnel syndrome little thing for your wrist. I don't know what to do with it. It's in there. I don't know what this is, but okay, as soon as somebody finds it or needs something, or this is where they know to look, right? These are two things. There's two of these that we're not keeping. Sorry about the noise. That we're not keeping. And so that's going in there right now because I don't know what to do with it. It keeps everything neat though, okay? And also we know where it is. So let me put this back. This is it's a decorative basket. It used to have handles on it, but the dogs chewed them off. So this right now, I keep in my room. And I just have notebooks in it. If I know I need an empty notebook, here it is. I also have a couple of journals in here because it makes sense. See, we're keeping things in categories. So, but this also could be something that's great for, say you homeschool. Well, you can have one of your kids. Here you go. That when you're done with whatever it is you're doing, it goes in here. Keep it right next to the couch, on the floor next to the couch. It looks good. Everybody knows where it is. Bada boom, right? So there's this. Also, maybe you could use something like this for maybe the throw blankets that you have, the kind of lap blankets, all right? Extra ones that you have. This is something that I got at a raffle, like I was at one of those places where, it was like a charity thing where you watch the fashion show and then had a raffle. And I won whole bunch of stuff with this. And this was what they had as the container. So this I keep on my desk in my room, and I use it for like the catch-all. If I find a screw on the floor, just recently I went away and I had my vitamins that I unpacked. 3 bottles of vitamins. I put them in here. I wasn't about to go downstairs and put them away or anything like that, and I didn't want to leave them out. So this is my catch-all, so it sits on my desk, and so there's that, okay? These are things that really help to keep the clutter down and to make a home for things, right? So, a long time ago, Mikey's now like 35 or something, maybe 37. He was in a crib still, and me, Katie, and Georgie were watching. They were little. We're watching Lassie, and Lassie's mom, what's his name? Timmy goes up to his mom, and he says, "Mom, where are the crayons?" And she said, "Timmy, the crayons are where the crayons go." It blew my mind. I was like, the crayons are where the crayons go. And it changed everything for me. Well, I can't say everything because I still really didn't get that I could do that with everything. what I did that day was we had a kitchen that had a lot of space. So there was a cabinet that could have been totally empty. I made sure it was the height where my little kids could get to. And so inside of that cabinet in the kitchen, I put construction paper, pads, pens, glue sticks. I don't think there were glue sticks invented back then, but crayons, markers, pens, pencils. That's what I put there. I was like, oh, where the crayons go. This is the same concept. So here, I'll show you this one other thing. This is what I have under where I see in my room. I have a desk. Now, I also put my makeup on and do my hair there. So there's a mirror, and then I could work there too if I want to. Underneath the desk, I have this. And so all I do is I pull it out. It's my blow dryer, it's my flat iron, it's my makeup bag, and it's my round brush that I use. That's it. It's all here. I have another basket in a basket, so it's just a little bit more orderly and convenient, right? They're nice looking. So it doesn't look like I have random cardboard boxes or crappy, ugly plastic things, there, because it's out in the open. So there, and I'm not always looking for anything. I'm not like, where's my brush? Where's my makeup? Where's my flat iron? Now, normally I have a spray. Oh, I do. I was going to say, I normally have a spray bottle in here and this. Like, if you use something like any product, that's where you would keep it. And everything is right there. And this stays under my desk. Now, let me show you really quickly the box that I boxed up. Okay, let me turn this around. Okay. Walk over here with me. So this is the box that I boxed up that was on the table. All of this stuff was on the table. See, there's this thing. It looks like a shelf thing. There's a saw. There's whatever these are. This looks like another blind and a caulking gun. And then there's, what else? There's light bulbs, and this is the light he was going to hang. And then, here, let me turn this around. It respected him. It respected him and his stuff. And it made the house neat because it was a wreck. And I was just kind of, well, it wasn't a wreck. It just looked like a wreck. You see? Like here, look, let me do this where you can see the table. See, there's the table, right? So the room is fine. You see that, right? Everything is cool. But with all of this random stuff on there, it didn't feel cool. Mess. And something very quick and simple could take care of that for you. Oh, I know. Over here, you can see. Oh, let me turn this around. All right. So there's papers. See the papers? There's a box of papers. It's like a basket. And then there's that little, whatever the heck that thing is. Now, I don't want to get close because I don't know if there's addresses or anything on there or anything. And that's probably not a good idea. Thing where that's concerned. Georgie, he kind of like accumulates papers. This is his house. He could do what he wants. So that makes it, manageable. Now, sometimes are there piles of papers there too? Yeah, sometimes there are, but the beautiful thing is that he has a girlfriend and she don't like it. So after a little while, she's like, Georgie, why don't we go through those papers? And then they do. But in the meantime, there's a place for them. And that's that. Okay? So you would want to do this everywhere in the house. In the bathroom is a really good place for this. Another really great thing for having something like that, say, in the bathroom is we'll clean the area if it's easy to clean. So if you have all kinds of bottles and stuff lined up in your bathtub or on your shower stall thing, where you have shelves, every time you're going to want to, wipe down the bathroom, you're not going to want to wipe it down because it's going to take too long. But if you just have one basket, off it comes, spray, 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 wipe, 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 done. Same thing with on the vanity, right? And on your dresser, you have pretty bottles and you have things that you like to display. But if they're covered in cobwebs, how nice is that? Get a little container, something that you like, wicker or metal, something that's pretty. All of the bottles go in there. Then when you want to wipe it down, you take it off, boom, 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 done. I do a bathroom swish every morning. My bathroom never has to be cleaned. It's like a self-cleaning bathroom because every single day I'm done showering. I count Mississippi's because everybody thinks it's going to take too long, and I still think it's going to take too long even after all these years. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi. Before you know it, I got about 120, maybe 200 Mississippi's, and the bathroom's done. Bada boom. All I got to do is wash the floor once a week. All right, so that's that for this. I will look at your comments in a little bit, right after I say goodbye.
We were together for 15 minutes.
So if you watch this or you listen to it while you do something, then you are going to know
Kathy's going to talk for 15 minutes.
And I'm going to go until I'm finished. Okay. All right. So that's that for this. Thanks a lot for being here. I'm going to put the link to the Christmas class that I have going on. I know it's not for everybody, but for those people that it is for people that really love Christmas, but just hate the stress of it all, that really want some help and want amazing tips and really a great plan. We will be together from now until December 31st. Okay, it's really a great value. I'm not the best at being able to let people know how great things are or what they're actually getting. It's just, I'm not just good at that and stuff, but ask anybody. When you get in there, you're never disappointed. So there's that. Okay. All right. I'll put the link there, bada boom. And I look forward to finding out what you've got to say and what you think. Okay. All right. Bye.